This is the easiest raid XP farm for Minecraft Bedrock, and as always, there will be a world download in the description. Alright, the first thing you need to do is find yourself a pillager outpost, and after finding one, we're going to run around and kill off all of the pillagers in the surrounding area. After killing off all of the pillagers, come to the top of the outpost because this is going to be where all of the pillager captains spawn. And don't worry about the bad omen effect, you are going to get it so often while building this farm, it's better just to leave it for now. So what we're going to do is first fill in this floor here, just like this, get rid of this chest, and what we want to do is grab our glass panes and fill in from this block all the way to this block with glass panes. So this entire area in between these posts, just absolutely cover it in glass panes. After filling the area with glass panes, what you're going to do now is run away from the outpost. Just go like about 50 blocks away, and you'll see that one guy spawns here. Now this is the spawn location for the outpost, so what we're going to do is break every single glass pane except for the 4 that are connecting to trap this guy. Alright, and after removing the glass, this is what you should be left with. We're going to go ahead and kill off this pillager now, and grab our blocks. We're going to place down 4 blocks underneath of the glass panes, which are going to be in the floor, so these are directly underneath, and it's a 2x2 square. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the rest of the outpost from this floor up. So everything above this block needs to go. After removing the outpost, this is what it should look like. Just the platform and your glass, and then the floor is way down here. We're going to go ahead and remove the glass panes now. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn this 2x2 into a 4x4 by just wrapping blocks around the platform. We're then going to come underneath, create another rim or another wrap, leaving a 2x2 hole in the center, just like this. We're then going to grab our pistons. We're going to place down a piston here, 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 and here, so that none of them are facing in the same direction. After doing that, we want to go ahead and place down redstone torches on the sides of all of these pistons, just like this. And then we're going to grab our observers and place down observers that are looking at the redstone torches so that the face is here and then the red dot is pointing into the piston. We're going to go ahead and do that for the entire thing, just like so. Just do this last one real quick. There we go. Then we're going to place down a temporary block on this piston right here, place down a hopper running into that block, and then run 3 more hoppers underneath of it, just like that. Go ahead and place down another temporary block right here. Then we're going to place down a double chest coming off of that temporary block, just like so, and then place down 4 more underneath of it, all the way down to the floor. And if you need more storage, then you can just keep going all the way through the tower, all the way to bedrock, if you so choose. We're then going to break these 2 temporary blocks right here, and we're going to replace them with hoppers. So a hopper right here and a hopper right here. And then we're going to place down 4 more hoppers going down. So it's going to fill from the bottom up. This is actually going to be the storage system for the entire farm. So not only are the pillager captain drops going to end up in here, but so are the raid farm drops from up top. They're all going to end up down here in these chests. The next thing we want to do is grab our blocks and come on top of the platform here, and we're going to place down 2 more layers of blocks, again, leaving that 2x2 square in the center there filled with air. We're just going to go around like this. Now what you want to do is grab a locator map, open it up, and we want to go to the southeast corner. So that is southeast on the map, meaning that this is the corner that everything is going to spawn on. So this is actually the block that everything spawns on. So we're going to go ahead and break these 3 blocks. It's super, super important that you are in the southeast corner. Yes, that is southeast. I had to do a bit of geography there. Okay, yeah, no, so that is the southeast corner, and then break the other 3 blocks. We're then going to place down a piece of glass on this second layer, grab our blocks again, and place down 4 blocks just like that. Then we're going to come down here and place down a lever on the piston. That way we can turn on and off this trident killer, so it is currently off, and then it is going to be on. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and break this block right here and throw a trident at one of those piston faces. What this is going to do, it's going to push around, and that's going to be what's killing all of the pillager captains. Go ahead and close this up now, and then we want to grab our scaffolding. We're going to come to this observer next to the lever, and we're going to come down to this block right here. We're then going to build up 10 blocks with scaffolding, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, which is going to bring us up to the top of the capsule here. We're then going to place down 30 more pieces of scaffolding, which is going to be where we build the AFK area. But really quick, while we're here, we're just going to throw down 16 leaves on top of here, so just absolutely cover the roof in leaves, just like that. And then again, we're going to place down 30 more scaffolding. After building up 30 blocks with scaffolding, we're going to surround this top piece of scaffolding with leaves, just like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the front of the farm, meaning where the lever is, and we're going to build to the left. So over here on this side, we're going to place down 3 blocks, just like that. So that way you have a 4x3 square with scaffolding in the middle. An important thing to know is that this actually does need to be scaffolding because raids can spawn on anything except for leaves and scaffolding. So if you went ahead and used a ladder, you would actually have things spawning in your AFK area, which would be no good. The next thing we're going to do is build over top of the farm, and we're going to build out 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do the same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and connect these up at the back there, leave a 2-block gap, and then fill in this front area, and this is going to be where our trident killer sits. The next thing you want to do is go to the storage system, and on the opposite side of the chest, so on this side of the hopper, we're going to place down a leaf block, and then we're going to place down leaves going all the way to the top of the farm where we're AFKing. So this is going to help us line up where the dropper needs to go, and this is also going to be the giant chamber that houses all of the drops, because for some reason droppers like to throw items all willy-nilly and they don't drop just straight down. So we're going to do the same thing for all sides of that hopper. So we're going to come down here again, build another giant chamber going all the way up, just like this. We're going to do it one more time on that block right there that you're seeing. You want me to fill it in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So on this block, we're going to bring it up as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fill in that 2x2 with hoppers. But first, we need to grab our dropper now, and we're going to need to point it downwards. So this is going to be where the hoppers go. On this block right here, we want to place down a dropper facing downwards. We're going to place back that leaf block now and just fill it into the top just so it's nice and compact. Then we're going to go ahead and run a hopper into the top of that dropper, and then we're going to fill in the rest of this area with hoppers running into one another. So any drop that ends up in here, it's going to end up inside of that dropper and get spat down this giant tunnel. On the side of the farm that has 1 block of overhang, we're going to break this leaf block right here, place down a temporary block, and then an observer looking at that block. Go ahead and break this block and place down an observer looking at that observer. So this is going to create an observer clock, so anything that ends up in that dropper is going to get shot down into the storage system. Now what you want to do is grab your pistons, and we're going to place down a piston here, 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 and here, and we are building another trident killer. This is going to be where you AFK, and this is going to be where you get all of the XP. Next, you want to grab your redstone torches, and we're going to place down torches on every single side of the pistons so that the redstone torches are in the corner of this 4x4. We're then going to grab observers and make it so that they look at those redstone torches just like this, and we're going to do it for every single one of those just like so. Place down a lever on this front piston here and go ahead and turn it on. So that is going to have the farm off, and then do this and the farm is now on. So go ahead and turn it off again. Then we're going to grab our blocks, and we're going to place down a row of blocks all the way around the farm, except for in the center here, we're going to place down 2 upside down slabs. After doing that, we want to bring this entire chamber 18 blocks higher, so we're just going to build giant rows and bring every single block up. After building the chamber, we're going to build out 4 blocks in this direction and in this direction. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So from this perspective, we're building to the left and to the back. Then we're going to go ahead and connect this up and fill in the rest of the platform here with blocks, just all the way across, filling in this entire platform. And this is going to be where all of the raids are going to be spawning, and everything's going to get pushed into this hole over here. We're then going to build up 8 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and we're going to wrap around this entire platform just all the way around. And after building the walls, it should look like this, and I actually messed up in the last clip. I said it was 8 blocks tall. It's actually only 7. It's 8 blocks if you include the floor. So make sure that your rim is 7 blocks tall from the floor. We're then going to go ahead and add another rim of leaves on top, just so that nothing is spawning up here and everything spawns inside of the chamber. We're then going to place down a block in the corner opposite of the hole, and we're going to grab our signs, and we're going to place down 4 signs just like this. We're going to place down a water bucket in the corner so that everything gets pushed over into the hole. We're then going to go ahead and place down another 2x2 of signs just like this, And then we're going to place down 3 more signs in a row, and then 2 signs just like this. So this is going to be where the lava sits, and this is going to kill off any and all Ravengers. Now we need to get inside of the chamber, so go ahead and break this slab and this block, and we're going to come in here. On this second layer of blocks, we're going to go ahead and place down a 2x2 of signs, and then place down a lava block somewhere above there. Go ahead and replace the block and the slab, and this is going to be how we kill any Ravengers that spawn in this 2x2 of hoppers. Because Ravengers can spawn inside of this chamber, but not actually fall into it, if they do spawn in here, they don't die to the Trident Killer, so that lava is going to take care of them. And it's also going to speed up the death time of all the pillagers and whatnot. And the last thing that we need to do is get a villager inside of the farm. So underneath of where everything spawns, we want to build down by 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Go ahead and remove these top 6 blocks now and create a giant line on the side of the farm. We're then going to build out by 2, build out by 2, and then just make this into a 4x3 platform. Place down a bed in the center here, and then remove these 2 blocks underneath of the bed and replace them with leaves. We're then going to place down 3 blocks just like this and build up to completely encase the bed with blocks just like this. And we're just going to go all the way around, filling this in. The next thing we need to do is get a villager inside of the chamber, and the easiest way to do that would be with a minecart. It's going to be a bit of a task because we're so high up, or you could use a bubble elevator if you feel comfortable with that. When you're ready to get a villager into the farm, make sure you turn off the bad omen generator and go ahead and drink some milk. That way we don't accidentally start a raid while we're still building the farm. So then we're going to come back up here and get your villager inside of the chamber. I'm just going to go ahead and spawn one in. After you have a villager inside of this little room, we need to wait for it to be nighttime. That way he sleeps in the bed. And once the villager is asleep, we're going to go ahead and fill in this hole with leaves. That way nothing spawns in there with him, because if these weren't here, you would actually have like witches or pillagers spawning on the bed, because that is technically a valid spawn spot. So fill that in with leaves, that way nothing can spawn, and then go ahead and fill the roof with leaves as well. And then when it turns daytime, the villager is not going to suffocate because leaves are a transparent block. And as you can see, he is in the chamber and he is not dead. So that is awesome. This is his forever home, and he is going to be why we get raids. So now we are actually ready to go ahead and use the farm. So we're going to go ahead and turn this bad omen generator back on. And then we're going to go ahead and wait to get the bad omen effect. And then we are going to have a raid up here. The last thing we need to do is go ahead and throw a trident at that piston, because we haven't done that yet. Go ahead and turn on this Trident Killer now, and then anything that falls in is just going to get obliterated. This farm is even more efficient if you have a Looting 3 sword, and you will get plenty and plenty of emeralds and totems of undying and all of that, excuse me. But yeah, so this is the farm. It is super awesome. As you can see, we're getting plenty of bad omen. You might want to encase this thing in leaves, that way phantoms don't get you if you're here for too long. As you can see, they are falling now. All of the drops are going to end up down there. I will show you that in a minute. But as you can see, this thing works insanely well. Again, though, make sure that you build everything out of leaves so that nothing can spawn here, so that way you are protected from phantoms. Alright, down at the storage system now, if we open this up, you can see that we have got plenty and plenty of drops, lots of arrows, lots of crossbows, and lots of illager banners. And the reason for that is because, of course, this thing is constantly spawning and constantly running. So since we're building the farm, it's going to fill up with clutter. But since we are now getting raids, we are going to have a ton of emeralds and all that fun stuff end up down here. Alright, that is going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, then be sure to subscribe and leave a like. My name is 1UpMC, and I will catch you guys in the next one.